Hey everyone, this is Martin, and we are on day 3 of the series, the 30-day series of building a roadmap to create a pathway to move you back to the land, if that's what your dream is. And the first day we covered the strength of the dream that you have to move back to the land, and kind of covered if your dream is not strong enough, almost anything will stop you. If your dream is strong enough, almost nothing can stop you. Then the second day we kind of talked about the level of commitment that you're going to need, because it will be a big commitment for you to do. So anyway, those 2 days were kind of the setup for today, which is going to be planning and goal setting, and today's going to be the first day when you actually start applying some things to that process. Before we get into that though, if you have not done it yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Turn the notifications to all. That way you'll get all of them in the series. You won't miss any of them. If you don't do that, it's going to be kind of fragmented for you, and it's going to be hard to find it all. So anyway, do that. The second thing I want to talk about is after we started this, we decided to go ahead and publish a companion book to go along with it. And that is, you don't need the book. The videos will do just fine. But if you want to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit more, we did cover a little bit more in the book. It's called Back to the Land. Goes along with the video series, 30 days. And it's $9.95 on Amazon. I'll put information in the description below where you can find that. If you want to get it $3 cheaper, you can order it directly from us, and we'll send it to you $3 cheaper. And the reason for that is we got a limited number of them that we ordered up early to go through and do some final editing on, and there's typos in them. So if you don't mind the typos, you can get it $3 less. Okay, so we're going to get started. First thing I want to do is talk just briefly about what is the thing that stops most people from achieving a big project. And my wife and I she's not here today, but my wife and I have coached people in businesses and building up kind of projects for a number of years. And the thing that we've noticed is that most people, it's not the lack of commitment that defeats them along the way. And this sounds weird, but it's really the struggle to try to see how to take a big project and break it down into bite-sized pieces, and then just methodically go through those parts. And I would say that probably about 2/3 of the people that we work with, that's their biggest challenge, is trying to figure out how to take a big project, put it into bite-sized pieces. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. And my camera just decided to lay over on its side. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, we may be just a little bit crooked now from the looks of it. Anyway, I'm going to have you get a notebook like this, a spiral notebook, and we're going to take what I usually like to do on a really big project is start with like a 10-year plan and break it down into 10 years worth of steps to go through. I think that's going to be a little bit overwhelming. So we're going to talk in terms of a 5-year plan on this. And obviously, wherever you're at, you're going to be farther along in the process or not as far along in the process. So just start with 5 years. You can adjust it as you go, and just be okay with that to start with. Okay. So what I want you to do is to take and go back to day number 1, where you kind of defined what your dream was, what that dream looked like for you. Take that and bring it into your notebook on the very first page of your notebook, and transfer that information onto the first page. Describe your dream, what you want to try to accomplish in your move back to the land, and what that's going to look like and what that's going to function like once you're there. After that, open up to the next couple of pages, and you're going to do something like this. Year 1, and then divide it into 12 segments equal to 12 months. Okay, and you're going to start plugging things in here as we go through the rest of the series, the next 30 days. There's going to be things in there that you're going to plug into. You're going to divide them down into 1-year bite-sized pieces, and then 1 month, and you're going to start plugging those in for things that you need to start doing. Okay, and you're going to do that for year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. So do that to start with. And the one thing that we know that needs to be done on virtually everybody's list is going to be creating a funding source or a bank account for purchasing your land when you find your land. And so that's going to be something that's going to be on every month, every page, every week of your goal from here on out. And to help get you started with that, we're going to cover a couple more things too, but to help you get you started with that, I like to think in terms of when I'm raising money or starting a fund to do something, I can always figure out a way to put $100 a week aside some way or another. So set that as a goal for yourself for every week for the next, starting today, every week for the next year. Commit to setting aside $100 into a savings account. If you don't have a savings account yet, I would recommend you start one that's isolated, that's specifically dedicated to your land purchase fund and your back to the land fund, and get that started. If you're afraid to go put your money in a bank, and I understand some people are, get you a good strong lockbox that's fireproof and put it in there, and then hide it under your bed or something. It doesn't matter to me. However you do it, find a place to save up the money and commit to doing $100 a week. Now, what happens with $100 a week is at the end of the year, you get $5,200 in savings already. And we're going to build that out a little bit. A few days from now, there's going to be a section on how to start increasing the income sources that are going to come in and help fund your project, help fund your dream. But just commit to that. So the very first month, put down, I'm going to start saving $100 a week. I'm going to open a bank account, start saving $100 a week, and going to do that faithfully. Okay. And then you can add to and build upon that. And we're going to cover a lot of that. I'm serious. We're going to cover a lot of that in upcoming days. So just commit to that. Another thing that you can start doing now that isn't necessarily needed on the purchase of land right away, but is just researching what's out there. And if you don't do that and you wait till, okay, now I finally got the money to do it, what am I going to look for? If you start the process then, you're going to have lost a lot of the opportunity to learn about property values and features and where, maybe what regions that you're looking for and things like that. So I would encourage you to go ahead and start as another one of the projects that you would start immediately on your year one, month one kind of journey, is to start doing research on what's available from a real estate point of view. We're going to get into specifics on how you do that, but the easiest way to do it is just simply go online. Don't connect up to a realtor yet or any of that. Just find a good search engine online, figure out where, what kind of regions you're looking at. You might even be looking at different states or things like that. Take a national search engine like something like Zillow or Realtor.com or something like that, and just start looking at that. And if you already know the region that you're going to be in, like we're in the Southwest Missouri Ozarks here, and we knew that when we were going to buy this land, we knew that we were going to be in this area. I set a search for 40-mile radius around where we are at here and where our business is, where some of our family lives and things like that. And I knew we were going to be right in that spot. So I could go ahead and start searching that area specifically. And, over the course of 2 months, there's thunder. Over the course of 2 months, I was able to locate 400 properties that fit kind of our general idea of what we were looking at. When we finally got to the point where we were ready to purchase, I had a real good idea of what the values were, what it was going to take to get something bought. So even if you're thinking about land purchase being a year away or even 2 years away, you can start the process of educating yourself right now today. So I would encourage you to put that down as one of the things that you're going to start immediately, is starting to do a real estate search. And use some of those national ones if you need to. If you already didn't know that you're going to be in a specific region, get on one of the local ones because they're going to be more complete. Just look up realtor websites and then experiment with their search engines. They're all going to have the same properties on there in their multi-list system, but you can start working with the search engines to find out which ones. Some of those are easier to use and some of them are more difficult. Another thing that you're going to be able to start doing almost immediately is starting to create lists of things that you're going to need. One of the things that is going to be real dominant in the whole process of moving back to the land is kind of taking stock of the skills that you've got and the tools that you've got and the resources that you have. So start making some of those kind of lists as well. Just do those on another sheet, just on your main page, year one, month one. Start making a list of skills, start making a list of tools that you're going to need when you make your move back to the land. And I am not going to drag this one out too much farther. The important thing is to get that onto paper, create those categories, those monthly categories. If you really want to get detailed, create weekly categories for them. And as we get into day 4, day 5, day 6, and on through the 30, we're going to reference back to that list of your goals and priorities and start filling those things in, so you have a game plan on the things that you need to do this week and the things that you need to do next week and next month. And it's much easier to accomplish a big task when you know that you don't have to think about all the other stuff. All you know is that this week I've got these 2 or 3 things that I've got to do this week, and then next week I've got 2 or 3 things that I know that I need to do next week, and we're going to start filling those things in. So do all of that. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already done that, and we'll see you on day 4 tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.